everybody, and welcome to my Arrow Season 3 premiere video. Not more normal season, I'm not feeling well, so I'm just kind of laying in bed. But Arrow Season 3 premiered last night, and I watched it late last night because I have class during the time slot that Arrow was on, so that kind of sucks. So let's just jump right into it. The season started off kind of strong. It did start off strong. I love this episode. It was really good. Best season premiere of any season so far, I think. And right off the bat, we see Team Arrow working like a well-oiled machine. They've been just taking out bad guys left and right for the past 5 months. And we definitely see how well they're working together. We see Arsenal, Roy, out in the field a lot this episode. Not a lot, but we do see his role as a sidekick. And he's full-on hero now, like Oliver is. That's really cool. And the main point of this episode is someone that's taken up the mantle as Vertigo. A new Vertigo is in town, and he's just calling himself Vertigo, based off the drug. The Count is dead, of course, got shot by 3 arrows and fell out of the office, Oliver's office in Queen Consolidated building, so that'll pretty much do you in. So let's just jump right in, the top 5. Number 5 would have to be, Lance. Detective Lance is now Captain Lance, and there is a press conference he gave recognizing the Arrow that the cops are not going after anymore, that he does not like vigilantism, but he refuses to go after the guy who saved the city from not 1 but 2 terrorist attacks. So that's really cool that Arrow is no longer on the run from the cops. He can go out and be open, well, not about who he is, obviously, but he can more freely interact with the police force in Starling City. Number 4 would have to be Roy out in the field. That was really cool to see Roy get his chance to shine. Let's go over my notes. Yeah, I have my notes on my phone because I was watching my computer. I actually had to get out of bed to get my my tablet to record, to write down notes. So that was number 4, was Arsenal and Vertigo, just the characters that are taking new roles. The characters are taking, and new characters taking the role of Mantle of Vertigo. Roy's out of the field. That was really cool to see. And then number 3, we have relationships, primarily Felicity. Oliver asks Felicity out on a date, like an official first date. They go to dinner. It's blown up by Vertigo. Not by the drug, by the person. It'd be weird if the drug just blew up. But she gets blown up, and by the end of the episode, they ended up breaking up because Felicity is tired of all the maybes that Oliver's giving, so it's either yes or no, and then Oliver has to pick no because he wants to say Arrow. The big theme of this season is going to be identity. Last season was very much whether he can kill or not. First season, if he's a hero or not. Now we're talking about his identity between Oliver and Arrow. Like, who is he? And he's going to be full-time Arrow for the most part in this season. And this brings on a really good plot point. I just had it in my head and I forgot it. Anyway, moving on. Number 2 would have to be Ray Palmer. Ray Palmer, of course, in comics becomes Adam, and he's introduced in this episode. First time we see him is in a store, like a tech store that Felicity's working. Kind of think of the guy that plays Chuck, the kind of store he works in. And she helps buying like hacking equipment. Ends up he uses that hacking equipment to get into personal files and numbers of Queen Consolidated. BT is also in the role of buying out Queen Consolidated. He's actually pushing the city to become Star City like it is in the comics. So that's really cool to see how that will all play out. But Oliver does not like him, kind of take over his company, and he's Felicity's mad at him for kind of tricking him. So it's really cool to see. The description of Ray Palmer when he was first announced is that he's going to be a professional and a personal rival for Oliver. So professional, obviously, he's taking over Queen Consolidated, and personal would be with Felicity. So it'll be really interesting to see how that kind of plays out. And then number 1 is the return of Black Canary. Now, this is not really a huge deal. I knew Black Canary was coming back, but the result of her coming back is what I'm really concerned with. Like always, I am cheering I'm talking too fast. Okay. What happens is final showdown between Oliver and Vertigo for this episode. Vertigo will be back. He kind of foreshadows that many people will be taking the role of Vertigo throughout the rest of the series. Not just the season, but the series, because Vertigo is not going to go away. The drug itself. So people will be taking up the Count's role and becoming different versions of Vertigo. But Black Canary jumps in to take these guys out, and she does, and it's really cool. And then at the end of the episode, we see a cute little scene between Laurel and Sarah, who Sarah is Black Canary, of course. And Laurel kind of walks off, and someone calls out Sarah's name. She turns around and gets 3 arrows to the chest, falls off a building, and splat. So what the, like, WTF? She's dead. Like, what the heck? That does not happen often, is a character dying. On season premiere, we had Moira die episode 21, I think, 21 or 20 or 21 of Arrow season 2, and now we have season premiere another character dying. Like, what the heck? A lot of people think it's either Ra's al Ghul or Malcolm. Both are wrong. Ra's is not being introduced until episode 4 of Arrow season 3, and Malcolm was not in this episode at all. Hopefully he'll be in the next episode, because I want to see him training Thea. It'd be really cool to see. Based on cast photos that I've seen from, like, the Flash crossover, the mid-season finales of both shows, Flash and Arrow, will be crossover episodes, and Thea was on set. So Thea will be back in at least for that episode, but I don't know about any other time before that. So who is the killer? If you look in the promo of the episode 2 called Sarah, we do see a quick shot of another Archer, and it is Komodo. There are kind of two big Archers in the Arrow universe, Green Arrow universe, and that is, of course, Malcolm Merlyn, and we have Komodo. Komodo is going to be a new villain in this episode, so it'll be really cool to see him, how Oliver reacts to this guy, because Oliver's beyond pissed. He already lost Felicity in a relationship, and now he physically loses Sarah, because he had just seen her and is glad to see her back, and now she's dead. So that's also another incentive for the League of Assassins to come back to Starling, or Star, however that plays out with Ray Palmer. So there's an incentive for Ra's al Ghul to come back. Ra's al Ghul to come to Starling City. So I don't know if League of Assassins will be bad guys. They will probably start off as aides to Arrow, but turn out to be big bads at the end of the season, because Ra's al Ghul is the big bad. Now, I don't know if Sarah will be dead permanently, because Malcolm Merlyn was supposed to be dead, and he's not, and he was associated with the League of Assassins, and so is she. So I'm assuming that Ra's al Ghul might have access to a Lazarus Pit. If you don't know what that is, it's how Ra's al Ghul stays immortal. He dips himself in it, and becomes refreshed, rejuvenized, and so that might be how they keep her alive. I'm kind of hoping they do. It's kind of a plot twist, because I do like the character, and just the actress. I don't care for the actress. The character is always really cool. However, if Sarah is actually dead, this does leave an opening for Laurel to take up the role of the Black Canary. We kind of saw symbolic of that being passed on when Laurel was given the black leather jacket by Sarah in the season finale last season. So that'll be really interesting to see if Laurel will start training the season to become Canary. We do see her working out, like she's posted photos on Facebook and stuff of her working out and getting more buff. So that might be happening, or starting to take up the role of Black Canary. Hopefully by the end of the season, she will have the role of Black Canary. So that'll be really cool to see. Next week we have episode 4 of Gotham. It's called Arkham, or either Arkham or Arkham Asylum. Episode 2 of The Flash called The Fastest Man Alive. And episode 2 of Arrow called Sarah. So join me next week as I review those. See you next time.